Hello everyone, I am the student of College of Health Sciences. Today, August 14th, marked as Partition Horror Remembrance Day. Our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi stated, Partition pains can never be forgotten. Millions of our sisters and brothers were displaced and many lost their lives due to mindless hate and violence. In memory of the struggles and sacrifices of our people, 14th August will be observed as Partition Horror Remembrance Day. May the Partition Horror Remembrance Day keep reminding us of the need to remove the poison of social divisions, disharmony, and further strengthen the spirit of oneness, social harmony, and human empowerment. Royal Navy Strike 1946. 74 years ago, on this date, on February 18, 1946, some 1,100 Indian sailors or ratings of the HMIS Talwar and the Royal Indian Navy Signal School in Bombay declared a hunger strike triggered by the conditions and treatment of Indians in the Navy. A slowdown, the strike was also called, which meant that the ratings would carry out their duties slowly. Infuriated, the commander of HMIS Talwar, F.M. King, reportedly addressed the naval ratings as sons of coolies and bitches, which inflamed the situation further. 1946 Naval Mutiny. Strike and demands. The morning after February 18, somewhere between 10,000 to 20,000 sailors joined the strike, as did shore establishments in Karachi, Madras, Calcutta, Mandabam, Visakhapatnam, and the Andaman Islands, while the immediate trigger was the demand for better food and working conditions. The agitation soon turned into a wider demand for the independence from British rule. The protesting sailors demanded the release of all political prisoners, including those from Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Indian National Army, action against the commander for ill treatment and using insulting language, revision of pay and allowances to put RIN employees on a par with their counterparts in the Royal Navy, demobilization of RIN personnel with provisions for peacetime employment, release of Indian forces stationed in Indonesia, and better treatment of subordinates by their officers. 1947 Amritsar Train Massacre. The worst train massacre occurred in India. 3,000 Muslims were killed and 1,000 were wounded. The train was attacked by the Sikhs for 3 hours at Amritsar. All 7 trains which have left Lahore have been attacked. They declared that the train was first attacked 30 miles to the east of Amritsar, but the assault was beaten off. A train carrying Sikh troops passed during the attack, but they did not intervene. After arrival at Amritsar, the train pulled up a short distance from the platform. A crowd of Sikhs armed with rifles, swords, and spears opened fire from both sides of the track. Sikhs left the troop train to join the massacre. The train's escort, said to be Hindu Jats, were ordered to fire by the British officer in command, but they fired over the heads of the attackers. The officer alone attempted to defend the train, blasting the riders with the machine gun until his ammunition ran out, after which he was killed by his own men. The Sikhs then closed in and swept through the train, killing men, women, and children by sword and spear. The slaughter is said to have lasted 3 hours. It was not until nearly dawn that the train was shunted back to the platform. The West Punjab government, quoted by Reuters, announced that several thousand Muslims attacked a Sikh Hindu refuge train at Kamoke, about 25 miles west of Lahore, killing 340 Sikhs and Hindus and wounding 250. An urgent meeting of the Emergency Committee of the Indian Cabinet was called to discuss the serious situation caused by the resumption of attacks on refuge trains in the Punjab, says the Associated Press of Great Britain. A military spokesman said that tension in the Punjab is mounting. Serious attacks on refuge trains and convoys have caused heavy casualties that the Pakistan government has stopped all refuge trains between East and West Punjab. Mass migration in the Punjab has reached a scale unprecedented in history. Chowri Chowra, 1922. The historical Chowri Chowra incident occurred in 1922 at Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh. The incident occurred in Chowri Chowra, town of Gorakhpur district of the United Province, Uttar Pradesh, in British India on 4th February 1922. A large group of protesters participating in the non-cooperation movement clashed with police who opened fire. In retaliation, the demonstrators attacked and set fire to a police station, killing all of its occupants. The incident led to the death of 3 civilians and 23 policemen. Mahatma Gandhi, who was strictly against violence, halted the non-cooperation movement on the national level on 12th February 1922. As a direct result of this incident, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had inaugurated Chowri Chowra centenary celebrations on 4th February last year and also released a postal stamp on this occasion. Here we see the Indian freedom fighter Sukhdev, born on May 15, 1907. Sukhdev Thapar had witnessed the brutal atrocities that the Imperial British Raj had inflicted on India, which then led him to join the revolutionaries, owing to set India free from the shackles of British dominion. As a member of the Hindustan Socialist Republican Association (HSRA), Sukhdev Thapar organized revolutionary cells in Punjab and other areas of North India. He even went on to educate the youth at the National College in Lahore, greatly inspiring them about India's glorious past. He, along with other renowned revolutionaries, started the Naujawan Bharat Sabina at Lahore, that was an organization involved in various activities, mainly gearing the youth for freedom struggle and putting an end to communalism. He also took active part in several revolutionary. Like thousands of unsung freedom fighters, her name is in oblivion in the pages of history. She is Kalyani Das Batterjee. Almost all her family members actively participated in Indian freedom struggle. They were jailed and tortured. Her younger sister, Beena Das, attempted to assassinate Stanley Jackson, the governor of Bengal, in the Convocation Hall of the University of Calcutta in 1932. She fired 5 shots but failed to assassinate the governor. She was captured and sentenced with 9 years of rigorous imprisonment. Kalyani Das and other freedom fighters in jail were subjected to torture and other sufferings, but they could never complain as this would subject them to harder punishments. Regarding this, she wrote, "As rebels against the government, we had no inclination to complain about our suffering in prison." She also wrote, "The presidency jail was infested with mosquitoes and it was a hard task to sleep at night. On winters, she, along with fellow inmates in jail, shivered as the chill seeped from the damp floor through the thin blanket." Kalyani Das was first imprisoned in Presidency Jail and after a few months shifted to Hijli Jail because she influenced a few freedom fighters to raise their hands in protest and taught other convicts to be politically conscious. The jail authorities thought it would be dangerous to keep her in the same jail. Thank you for listening.